Good morning everyone, and here's an unusual start to a Tiree news video because I'm standing on a pier in Oban. I've just put 23 of our youngsters on the Clansman. They're all away back home, all safe and well, all exhausted. They've had a fantastic time doing Duke of Edinburgh, taking part in the Oban games and taking part in the Oban High School games, as well as having time around the town and going to restaurants, etc. So hopefully they'll sleep for the weekend. It's been a busy time in Tiree this last week. Obviously we're not long back into the start of the term. We're trying to get back into some more normal routines, and part of that was running assemblies, and I had a couple of assemblies. One of them was an assembly on welcome back routines, etc., on SQA, on appeals, but one in particular I took a great deal of time on, and that was to encourage youngsters to get involved in as much as possible, highlighting that it's not just about qualifications, but it's about experiences that they need for life and in the workplace as well. So part of that encouragement was to encourage them to get involved in the Youth Philanthropy Initiative. That's an initiative that they're expected to put together teams to support a local charity, do some presentations, and the winning team get £3,000 for the local charity. So that will be a welcome bonus for a charity in Tiree. Another encouragement was to get involved in the sports coaching and the sports leadership opportunities that Gillian Walker was doing from Active Schools. She was over midweek, and Mary will tell you more about that in a minute. And I was encouraging them to get involved in more leadership opportunities. That's a skill alongside communication and interpersonal skills and IT skills that we need in the workplace, and that's exactly what employers are looking for, and we give youngsters the opportunity to do these skills as well as just getting them to do things like history, which is my subject, English, maths, etc. So they were encouraged to do as many things as possible, to take on board as many of the opportunities that we are providing as possible. Well, that was the high school assemblies. In the primary, I was going around all the classes with Lorna, chatting to the teachers, chatting to the kids, looking at their work, and I have to say that that's gone very, very well indeed. I'm very pleased with the start of the term in the primary, and in terms of the nursery, although the numbers are low, there's great work going on there too, and Anya's made another wee video showing you a lot of the stuff that they're doing. So I'm going to pass over, my colleagues will do their weekly wee videos. However, before I do that, a wee reminder. These videos are instead of single pictures with a single line on Facebook. I think that's a much more enjoyable way to find out what's going on in the school, keep pace with what's going on in the school. However, if there is anything essential, anything important, you will still get a formal letter that you can read, and so nobody will miss essential information. But I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope you find them, I hope you find them enjoyable. That's what we want the most. So, thanks very much. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Remember, prize giving's on Tuesday. All right, thanks then.
Matamba! It's been a busy week of learning in the primary department. Here's a wee snapshot of what's been happening. In literacy, our pupils have been developing their descriptive writing skills. We've been looking at using adjectives, similes, metaphors, and also thinking about our senses to help us describe. Some classes work together in groups to brainstorm ideas before describing a setting. In numeracy, pupils have been working on developing their knowledge of place value, estimating and rounding. On Wednesday, Gillian from Active Schools visited us to deliver the Young Leaders training to the primary 6 and 7 pupils that signed up. This is a programme that gives upper primary pupils the opportunity to gain supervised experience of leading pupils in their own school during sports and physical activity sessions. The Young Leaders have their next training session in 2 weeks when Gillian is back out with us. On Thursday, primary 5 to 7, we're learning about aerodynamics, and our task was being aerospace engineers. They designed rockets, tested them, adapted their designs to increase the distance travelled. Lots of learning happening this week for our space topic. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I can't wait to see where our learning takes us next week.
Hello, well ha naardscolir fi gymas safach yn chach yn sio, yn ysgolir yn irfalaf sy'n oban, son yn gemich yn gaelach, a mi dochas gan da chors yn tyrus rwa. Sio naiach gan na hardscolir van chach yn sio. School has been really quiet this week as 23 of our pupils went off to Oban on Wednesday to take part in Duke of Edinburgh, and the rest to watch the Argyllshire Gathering Games and to take part in sports and other fun activities. They'll be returning on Saturday. Thank you to Laura Kilpatrick and Andrea Ingram for escorting them. This week we had PJ Miller over to help organise a careers fair for pupils in P7 to S6. This will take place on Wednesday the 14th of September. If you would like information on representing your business, then please get in touch with PJ. I'll send out contact details soon. Gillian Walker from Active Schools was also over, and we now have 2 sports ambassadors in the high school, Neil Hugh McKinnon and Sky Gunn, plus a team of sporting helpers. They'll keep us posted on upcoming events and activities for the pupils. This is a great leadership opportunity for pupils and an extra that can be added to their CV. The appeals process is almost over, and all appeals will be sent into the SQA in time for Tuesday's deadline. Secondary teachers will advertise lunchtime clubs next week, so keep an eye on the pupil notice board for details. Houses were asked to come up with a new house motto this week, which will be displayed on the house notice boards for the rest of the year. And that's all secondary news. See you next week. Tiree and Drast.
It's been a really busy week in the nursery. This week the children have continued to focus on the theme, All About Me. We are still getting to know each other so that we can support each other and go and explore and discover wonderful things during our time in nursery. This week the children wanted to see how big they were, and they decided that a good way to do this was to draw around each other. This was great fun and brought about many numeracy opportunities, including opportunities to learn new Gaelic words for parts of their body. After making their own Play-Doh, which they thoroughly enjoyed doing, the children used their Play-Doh to make a model of their faces. They discussed colour and shape and number. They also looked at pressure and pushing and pulling and rolling. As you know, the children had their photographs taken this week. They had an individual photograph and a class photograph taken. As soon as these become available, we will let you know. The children are really looking forward to seeing their photographs. They actually really enjoyed going to the big gym hall and having their photograph taken. Next week, we will be focusing on caring for ourselves and one another. We will look at our skills around putting our shoes on, dressing ourselves, using the cloakroom, getting ourselves ready for a walk in the rain, and also tidying up after we've had lunch. Where do we put our lunch boxes, our plates, our knives and forks?